Hey guys, so for our project this week, it's gonna be for Father's Day, and you have two choices. You have to pick either one, so you can do the shirt one, this shirt card, which is gonna be shown first, or you can make this French fries kind of thing that's gonna be shown at the end. So for the shirt, you can either use all white paper or colorful papers. It doesn't matter. You can if you only have white, you can color over them, or you have other colors, you can use those papers. Here I'm just going to use the white paper, and you have to fold it in half the longer way and make sure the fold is really sharp and creased, and then just cut along the fold really carefully. You can ask for your parents' help if you need to, but just make a really straight cut. And then with one side of the paper, fold that in half the longer way, and that is going to be used for one of your cards. Okay, the next step, remember to keep the fold on your left hand side and make two markings around 2 fingers away from the top of the paper, and that is going to be the part where it's going to be your shirt collar. And make 2 lines coming in from either side, and remember, the fold side of the paper, it's gonna be on the left, so that all the measurements and everything is correct. And now only cut the top page, cut along the lines that you made, and if you open the fold, you'll see it cuts along the back too. And fold in those 2 flaps and glue them in the middle. But you can glue them in later too, it doesn't matter, because we are going to add another tie soon. And for the back page that's sticking out, you can just cut it off so that it doesn't stick out from the collar and it won't look like a shirt. Okay, now for the tie, use another colored paper, or you can use white paper and color it in and make a shape of a tie, which is going to be a tiny triangle at the bottom. Only connect the 2 sides and make 2 longer lines that connects to the top, making the tie shape shown here. And then just cut along those lines. We'll always pause the video if you need to, and if it's going too fast, don't worry. But just take your time and cut carefully. You can use your parents' help if you need to. And then glue in the tie at like where both of the flaps for the collars meet. And just press down really hard so that it's all secure. Okay, now for the next card, we're going to make it using the other side of the paper that we cut, and we're going to do the same process. 2 fingers gap from the top, make 2 marks, and then make 2 lines from those 2 marks, like 2 short lines on either side of the paper. And make sure the fold is on the left side so that the measurements are still correct, and then fold along the 2 marks just like before. Cut the tiny slit on the top, and then you're going to do the same thing, the collar thing you did before on this one too, and just press down a little bit so that it's kind of nice and secure, and then cut off the top part of the back sheet of the paper. And you can fold it in just so it's more helpful to make a clean straight line, or you can ask for your parents' help to cut it for you. And then make a mark where both of the flaps meet, and that's where the tie is going to be. And make a measurement that's like, make a line that is almost in the middle of the paper, the same distance from the top and the bottom, And now for this one, you're gonna use different colored markers and everything and make any kind of design or pattern you want. So for this one, it's gonna be stripes, like purple stripes. See, like the stripes are going straight down. And you can use any pattern you want. You can make plaid, polka dots. You can also do other kinds of stripes. You can make diagonal lines, anything you want. And for this one, it's gonna be just straight stripes, like on a business shirt. And you can use other colors too. You can use red and blue and orange, anything you want. It's your personalized design for your dad's card. And not all the stripes have to be the same distance from each other. It also kind of creates a different kind of texture and like a pattern. Like two stripes could be close and then one would be further apart, and then to another will be close. And like you see here, like the one in the middle, there's only one in the middle, and then four on each side, and then like two really thick ones that are filled in. Yeah, just follow the steps, or you can do your own pattern like I said before. And if you want, you can also color in some of the small spaces, like two really close stripes if you want to, like I did here. And now I'm using another color. You can use any color, but here I'm using yellow, and kind of filling in some of the spots. As you see here, like two spots in the middle, and then one like near the side, like near both of the sides. And now I'm making 2 points again. Like I wanted to add more stripes, so I just made 2 more points in the middle of the big empty space. And now it looks like a t-shirt, or not a t-shirt, a normal shirt. Yeah. And I'm just making those stripes a bit thicker so that they have more definition to them and they look cooler. And I'm also filling in the spots again with the yellow. And now as I filled everything in with the yellow, you can use the same pattern, but whatever you choose. And I'm gluing in 2 of the collars so that they're nice and secure. And you can add buttons if you want to instead of a tie. It's your choice, but see, like for here I'm using like sparkly buttons, and before I used another color button. Whatever you want, but you can also make a tie and you can add pockets. And then like you can add another strip of white paper. That's going to be helpful when you write Happy Father's Day and it doesn't look all messy and blended in with the colors. And now I'm making another tie because I chose to use a tie rather than the buttons, but you can do whatever you want. If you have buttons, you can add those. If you have pom-poms, you can add those too. It's gonna look really cool and cute. And I'm adding texture, or like stripes, to the tie. So here I'm using red. You can use other colors. And I'm outlining it with the black. You can do other patterns too, but just make sure that it's not the same as the t-shirt so that it won't really blend in. Because if it blends in, it'll look like there is no tie and it's all one thing. And I'm adding the tie into the collar. You can also not glue in the collar before, because it was a hard time to like taking the collar off and putting the tie inside. But also you can also use just a plain tie like I used here again. Just whatever you choose, make it your personalized card. And so I decided to use the colorful striped tie for the white card. It just looks a lot better because it's not too many patterns and things clashing into each other. And so now we're done with that project. Whoever chose to do that, good job. For this one, we're making fries card thing. So first use your red paper and fold it in half the long way and cut along the line again, and you can use parents' help too if you need to. But just make one clean straight cut through the middle of the paper. And now you're going to use the other half of the paper and fold it the long way again. And make sure all the edges like kind of add up to each other so then the paper isn't crooked, and make a clean edge. And now make 2 points in the middle like shown here. You can use a ruler to measure off from each side, but it doesn't matter, but make sure both are kind of equal. And now make a curve on top of the card on one side and do the same on the other, but make the curve the opposite way. One side it's a C and the other side it's like an inward C, if that makes sense. It's like on one side it's going outwards, another side it's folding inwards, just like here. And if you need any help, always ask us for help if you need to. We're always here, but you can also ask your parents for help. They can make sure like you're doing everything safely and not messing around with the scissors and stuff. After this, I cut both the sides. I made the lines on, and also if you want you can fold the paper later, because if you see here, if you fold the paper before, you have to kind of cut along some of the lines, and on this step cut into the 2 dots that you made and fold in on those 2 dots. That's gonna help glue the paper down, but also keep space inside to put in your popsicle sticks or paper strips. So just fold along the line like shown here, and after you fold, you might have those 2 flaps sticking out. If you want, you can cut them, or you can fold the paper in the middle later, and after you cut them it's gonna look like this, and you can leave it like that. But right now I'm just fixing the folds. You can make some adjustments if you need to, and for the top flap you can leave it like that, or you can make a deeper cut if you need to, like shown here. I wanted to go in a little bit deeper to make another clean curve cut that kind of looks like the fries box. Now for this step is not mandatory. You can do it if you want to or not, but this just looks a lot better than before. And also you can do the fries box in any shape you want. Right now I'm just gluing in those 2 strips of paper that I folded in and gluing them into each other, so that you can still put things in the box, but the sides are going to be glued together. Just now press down really hard and make sure it's all nice and secure. And now I'm making another stripe on another white piece of paper using the same part template that I cut off, and that's kind of gonna go on top of the fries box. I'm just cutting off the excess. Now I'm making 2 circles on another piece of paper. You can use white or other colors, and that's gonna be kind of like superheroes with masks, and it can be like your dad or NDU. If you want, you can make it have like a beard or mustache. Just make it look like your dad or you. You can make 2 different ones. And I'm making another one on a white piece of paper, and I'm also writing like a super dad, kind of like a Superman, super dad. And I'm coloring it in with the markers, or you can use crayons if you want to. And I'm outlining the super dad sign and coloring it in with whatever color you want. You can use your dad's favorite color if you want to. And I'm also writing out the word super dad in the middle. And now I'm cutting out the 2 circles and also the super dad symbol. You can use your parents' help. And you can place these anywhere you want, just kind of like fidget around, see where it looks the best. And you can glue them in now, or you can glue them like at the end when you're done. Okay, so after you're done cutting your strip of paper or using your popsicle stick, color in the popsicle stick with a yellow marker. Make sure it's kind of thick so that it's faster and easier to color in. And now just write out Happy Father's Day on top of the card, and write out tiny like messages on each of the strip of paper or on the popsicle stick for your dad, saying like you're the best dad ever or you're amazing and something like that. Just make small messages. You can make a lot more than just 3 as shown here. And now just glue on those super dad and the superhero face. And right now I'm making more popsicle sticks to fill in. I'm writing like I love you, you're the greatest, stuff like that. And you can write whatever you want. You can write something that's personal to you and your dad, like a really good memory that you guys have and stuff like that. And now I'm done with this card, and we're done with both of the cards, but if you needed help you could have paused. So good job.